New Year, everybody. How you guys doing? 2023 is here. And you know what? I've missed you people. But anyway, today we're going to talk about goal setting. My name is Mary Snyder and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where your wellness matters. This is your wellness club. Audio Jungle. So today we are going to talk about goal setting. Why are we talking about goal setting about this particular time of the year? Is because we are starting the year, and I know we all have resolution this year. I want to do like this year, but I want to ask you, let's give an example. It's December 31st of this year, of 2023. What will make you say that this has been the best year ever? What will make you say that this year, 2023, has been the best year ever? And that is what we're going to discuss today, goal setting. And let me ask, what is goals? What are goals? For me, my simple definition of goals are simply goals with deadline. Basically, the simple definition for me, these are things with a deadline. These are your personal goals or work goals with a deadline. All right. And so this is one of the topics that I love talking about. This is one of the things that I practice. This is one of the things that, you know what, I'm good. They're here. And of course, I know this is not a new thing. Most of you have had goal setting. They have heard about this. But how many people have actually taken time, 2023, to write a goal? Let me give you a scenario. It's heavily raining. It's heavily raining. And when it's raining, you go to your car and start your car. When you start your car, then you find out the wiper are not working. How many know that you're going nowhere? How many know clearly that you're going nowhere? Because you cannot see where you're going. You cannot see where you're going. And so because the wipers are not working and it's heavily raining, it's blurry, like you cannot be able to see very well. So that is also equals to our life. How many knows if you do not have a vision of your life, in your life, that you're going nowhere? You're going nowhere if you do not have goals and vision for your life, because you need to have a vision, you need to know where you're going so that you can you can have a goal in your life. So that's what you're going to start with. So how do you get a vision of your life? Or start by getting a vision of your life. Get a vision of your life. Get to know what I want. What school, if you're schooling or you want to go back to school, you start by knowing exactly nini ndio unataka, what do I want, even before we get into tips and how you're going to write your goals. Now, after knowing what you want, I've remembered a Bible verse that God says there is nothing they have imagined they can do they will not be able to do. That there is nothing they have imagined they can do that they will not be able to do. And that is what happens to our life and vision. There is nothing that you can imagine to do that you're not going to do. You need to be able to imagine. You need to focus and know what exactly you can be able to do, because that's the only way to get to where you want. All right, people, let's get into tip number 1. Tip number 1 is imagination. And we've talked about that. You need to imagine. First, you need to sit down, meditate, imagine everything that you want for yourself. You need to start thinking and imagine. You know why I'm telling you about imagining, people? Because our minds do not think with words. It thinks with pictures. For example, if you're talking about a car, your mind does not think of CAR. It thinks of a car, the car itself. When you're talking about address, your mind does not think of DRESS. Your mind think about the dress. So the first thing you need to imagine, and this is the time where you think and imagine everything you want for yourself this year. What do you exactly want for yourself this year? The places you want to go, the goals you want to accomplish, if you want to go, all those things. And I'm going to help you in pole on how you're going to be able to do that. So number one, you said, is what? Imagination. You need to think and imagine exactly what you want. Use your visualization, okay? Number two is write your goals down. This is the PNP. This is the pen and paper manenos that you have to write your goals down. This is the PNP. I call it a PNP. I love it. The PNP. Pen and paper. So this is where you take a pen and a paper and write them down. And why? Research shows that immediately you start putting your goals on a paper, that is actually 44% of it will, like, you start getting motivated and it will accomplish when you get 44%. So this is where you have to put them in a pen and paper. And this is actually from the word of God. It says Habakkuk 2 says, write your vision down on tablet so that whoever reads it can be able to run away with it. This is actually, God himself says that, you know what, you have to write your vision down. You have to write your goals down. You have to write your dreams down. Easily akusema, your memories is not that good. You just have to do the PNP, the pen and paper. Take a pen, take a paper, and write everything down. And I know maybe here I'm not going to explain everything, but you should have like a 10-year goal, you should have like a 5-year goal and a 1-year goal. But on this specific video, I'm going to talk about the 1-year goal. Now, you've taken pen and paper and written. So there was this guy, a professor, was going around and asking people, have you written your goals down? So the professor was going around and asking people, do you have a goal? Have you written your goals down? And he went looking and searching. And guess the research? He was doing a research, and this is what he found out on the research. By the way, guys, I talk so fast. I'm actually catching myself because people have been telling me that I talk so fast. So I'm catching myself and slowing it down. But anyway, so the professor said that 80% of people say this. I don't know. I do not have a goal. I do not have any. So these people don't even know if their goals are supposed to be set. They don't even know. They just live their life. And they said, I don't know. I do not have any. 16% said, I have some, but have never written them down. So like most people, let's be honest, most people know when it's New Year and they say, hey, imwaka, I'll do this, nafanya hivi, but they never write them down. They just say it. And then 3% said, I wrote at some point and I don't know where they are. At some point, they did write their goals, yes, but and that was it. And then 1% said this, and I love this. He said, I have goals, I have written them down, and I review them consistently. And guess who the 1% was? The 1% was the successful and the wealthy people. Then I need to ask you, where are you? Are you in the 80%? Are you in the 16%? Are you in the 3% or the 1%? And this video is actually to help you to come to 1%. Personally, I've been practicing goal setting. I have my diary. I've written all my goals. And when I learned about this formula, I was like, you know what? I need to pass this message. People need to know. And I know this is not a new thing because this has been there. Anyway, I don't want to assume. Number three is where your goals should be 7 to 10 goals. These are yearly goals, guys, we're talking about. They should be 7 to 10 goals. That means you should not write 20, 30, so many goals, no. Because you need to focus. You need to narrow them into small goals so that you can be able to focus on them. So recommended is 7 to 10 or 10 and below. Personally, I have 6 this year. Last year, I had 10 goals. So, just because the kidogo it is, ama kidogo ni nini na kizungu? So, the kidogo, this... Oh, yeah. So, 7 to 10. Personally, I have 6 this year. So, that means you should have 10 and below. So the fewer they are, the better, because you're able to focus. Focus is the name of the game. So focus on a few ones and concentrate on those ones. Don't have so many, because if you have so many, then you're confused. Nifanye gani, nifanye nini? You know all that. 7 to 10, at most 10 or 10 and below. You can have 2, you can have 3, depending. Let's go to number 4. Tip number 4. Write them into present tense participle. Write them in present tense participle. Nimewarudisha shule. Present tense participle. And this is the reason is this, because our subconscious mind, and I need to do a video on subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind, number one, does not understand yes or no. What it does is now. When you say something now, that's where the law of attraction comes in. When you call about something now, so when your subconscious mind does not know at kesho or tomorrow. So when you write them into the present tense, you actually attracting them. You actually speeding that, so that you can be able to, follow up on them. So write them into present participle, present tense participle. Where in kizungu? Anyway, so that is number 5. So number 5 is you write your goals into SMART goals. So what is SMART goals? This is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And let's look one by one. So we're not talking about specific. You need to be very specific on exactly what you want. An example, if you want to lose weight, you need to be very specific. If you want to lose weight, you need to be very specific. I need to lose 20 kgs. Not just saying I want to lose weight, because let's be honest, that goal is not going to be accomplished. You can't just say I want to lose weight. You say I want to lose 20 kgs, and you see the present tense where it comes from. I want to lose, I'm losing 20 kgs. I'm losing 20 kgs. So you are losing 20 kgs. That is the present tense. So there's being specific. Say, how many? Very specific. Do you want to lose weight? 20 kgs. And then let's say, for example, you want to do what? You want to go back to school. Specific is, I want to join Catholic University, or I want to join whichever school. So very specific, like a very specific, this is what you want to join, and very specific what exactly you want to go and do in that school. So let's go to M, is measurable. So you ask yourself, is it measurable for me to lose 20 kgs in 1 month? Is it, guys? But probably saying, if I want to lose 20 kgs, I'll do that in 6 months or 1 year, depending also with your schedule and how determined you are. So you see, so if it's not measurable to lose 20 kgs in 1 month, all right? But you can say, I want to lose 20 kgs in 6 months. And then when you go to number A, either actionable or attainable. So you say, is it attainable to lose 20 kgs in 6 months? Yes. Then you break them down. You break them down. All right? And then R is realistic. Is it realistic? Like you're saying, is it realistic to lose at 20 kgs in 1 week? That's not realistic. Is it? So you check. Is it realistic for me to lose 20 kgs in 6 months? Yes, it's realistic. So you break them down. Is it 4 or 6 per month? You break them down. And then the last one is time bound. The reason why T is very important is because things that have a deadline, you get to do them. Let me tell you why. For example, if I'm traveling for a holiday or a vacation and I have work to do and I don't have 3 days to do, I actually find myself doing a lot those 3 days than I normally do. Why? Because there's a timeline, there's a deadline, and I'm traveling. So before I travel, I need to have finished these things, because I don't want to go there and have baggages that are carrying me, are holding me back. So when you put a deadline to things, it helps you to actually speed up. And there was a research that was done there were students who were given work. So there were two groups. So the first group was there were three assignments, and so the first group was told to submit the three assignments after every 2 months. So the first assignment they should submit in the first 2 months, the second one after the second other 2 months, and then the other one after the other two months. But the other group was told they can submit them whatever time they want. If they want to submit all of them after 6 months, they can submit. And once the teacher marked, it shows that the student who had timeline actually had performed better than these other ones. So probably the last group, what they did, they were like, you know what, where 2 months raise me back, and they started doing all this work at one time. But this one's, it was broken down. So time bound is very important when you have, because it helps you to have a deadline on what you need to do. Number 6 is add an image. Add images to your goals. And I've told you the reason why you need an image to your goals is because our mind does not think of a car like CAR. It thinks like a car, like a car. Like our mind does not see a car as CAR. No, it sees a car the way it is. So adding image, actually, that is called a vision board. And I need to do a video on vision board, because my God, visions board are, because when what you keep seeing in your eyes, what you keep seeing, you attract, out of sight, out of mind. So you need to keep them in your eyes and see them. Keep them very clear. And you see, when you add images to your dreams, let me tell you how I actually bought my car. I had a dream of buying a car, and I went and did the SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And I went and I checked the website, the car I wanted and the color I wanted and all those things, and I took that picture and I printed it out, and I used to see it, and I got the car, people. And so this is something that works. I've tried it, it works. And so get an image, get the image of what you want. If you want to buy a land somewhere in Karen, look for a land, go take a picture. And these days the beauty thing is this: there's internet. If you want to buy a car, please go look for that car. You can actually look at that car in the internet and find that car, and you will get it, because images are very big. Have you ever noticed, if you want to buy something, everywhere you go you keep on seeing them, but when you don't want it, you don't get to see it. Tip number 7: look at it every day. Guys, look at it every day. Out of sight, out of mind. When you do not see it, the possibility of you forgetting is high. You need to keep it in your mind. You need to keep it in your eyes. You need to keep it in your phone, wherever. It's called screensaver. You need to put everywhere. You need to be able to see your dream, so that every day when you wake up, everywhere you're like, you know what, this is my dream. This is what I'm going for. This is what I want. So you need to keep it in your eyes. You need to review it every day, because focus people. We've talked about focus. Anyway, tip number 8: track your goals. Reason is, like we've seen, once you just write them and you don't do anything, you'll forget. Let's be realistic. I've done that before. You'll forget. So you need to track. For me to be able to lose certain kgs, like we've said, in 6 months, then you have to break them into monthly, then you break them into weekly, then daily, to-do list, and daily. So you need, probably every day, needs to probably jog for 30 minutes, or walk for 30 minutes, or for 1 hour, or enroll in a gym. You see all that. So you have to break it down daily, you have to break it weekly, you have to break it monthly, so that by the end of the month you can tell, okay, I've done this is what has happened. Do I need to change? Do I need to improve? Is there any adjustment I need to make? Such things. And then monthly, you go to quarterly, probably after every 3 months or 4 months, and then you go probably after 6 months, and then 1 year. So by the time 31st December is coming, you're going to be able to say what we have said: this has been the best year ever. The last tip, which is very important, I believe you should commit your goals to the Lord. Commit your goals to the Lord. Like for me, mostly what I do on my birthday is on 26th of December. So I find that on 26th of December, I already have written my goals, because that is where my year starts. Because my year starts on 26th December, I make sure that I've written my goals down by the time the year starts, and then I do what? And then I commit them to the Lord. So I feel that it's very important for you to commit your goals to the Lord, and have faith that God is going to enable you to accomplish your goals. So let me show you my diary. So this is my 2023 diary, and guys, I've written my goals here so that is your name is story at it's not story I'm giving you guys, it's real. I've written my goals here. And the first page, when you go, like for me, I have a daily routine, the things I do. I need to also do a video that way. I have a lot to do. And then I have the verse of the year, my verse of the year based on my prayer group. So it's Joshua 1:5. And then I have the number of the year. Number of the year for me is number 7, because that's a prophecy. God said this is a year of abundance. I have my 6 goals here with me. I have affirmations that I do. Yeah, so this thing I'm telling you is something that I'm practicing and I'm doing. So try it out and let me know on the comment section. And guys, if there's a topic that you want me to talk about, please let me know. And again, kindly consider subscribing in my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it if you can do that. That will encourage me to do more videos. For now, thank you so much. God bless you. Stay safe.